everyone, so for today's video I wanted to do a spring makeup look. I love springtime for makeup and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I really love berry tones for spring, but instead of doing a berry look I wanted to do a more rosy look. Rather than something very pink and bright, I wanted to do something a little bit softer and more romantic, and what inspired this look is actually what is on my eyes today, and it gives the eyes such a glossy look while being like a very subtle shimmer. I've really tried and looked everywhere for a powder product that could be applied to my lids and give me the look of a glossy lid, and I finally found one that I am obsessed with. So in general, I wanted to do a more rosy look that was super wearable. Because I have pale skin, I do feel like some roses just look a little bit too stark on me. So today's look is very romantic, soft, but it has enough pop for the springtime, and I feel like it's still super fresh. So skin is very fresh, clean, bright, and in general, I hope that you guys enjoy this video. So definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up if you do. And I hope you'll subscribe and check out some of my other videos. So with that, we will jump right in. So the first thing that I did was I went in and prepped my skin already. And I used a little bit of the HelloFab Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. Just in here, I find that I really have been loving this just to kind of smooth out any areas I have with a decent amount of pores. I'm actually gonna take just a little bit and put it on like this clogged pore I have over here. But anyway, I also used the HelloFab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer, and I use this on the perimeters of my face where I'm a little bit more dry. Definitely take your time and prep your skin. So next I'm going to go in with maybe one of my holy grail foundations. I've been using this so often on my channel, but I did want to use it again today because I finally got my correct shade. It's the Healthy Foundation from Physicians Formula, and this is the shade LW2. It is like slightly too warm for me, but it was much better than the other shade I have. I'm going to just concentrate it in the areas where I need it. I actually really like that it comes with a doe foot applicator because it makes applying it super easy. Not the most clean way to apply makeup, but I mean, if we're all being honest here, it makes it super easy, and just for, you know, everyday makeup, that's how I really like my makeup to be. Also, because we want a really fresh base, this is going to act very well. It's a little bit more of a light to medium coverage. You can definitely get it to like a solid medium though, and it's gonna cancel out what we don't wanna see, but it's not gonna look mask-like. Next, I'm just going to conceal under my eyes, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me in Fair. This is, again, another really holy grail product for me. I just find that this gives a really skin-like finish. For someone with dry under eyes, I find that this concealer, you really can't go wrong with it. I do prefer to let it sit for a little bit to give it a little bit more coverage, because this is such a dewy concealer. I think that letting it dry and then blending it out keeps all of the coverage in one spot. So now that we have all the base products down, we're going to go in and rosy up the cheeks a little bit. And for this more rosy look, I wanted to go in with the shade Work by Milk Makeup, and this is their lip and cheek color. You could definitely use this on the lips, on the cheeks, and give a little bit more of a monochromatic look to this look if you wanted to. But in general, I just really like this color. It has some rosiness to it, but it still manages to be bright enough to make your cheeks pop. Sometimes I feel like some roses are a little bit too mauvey for my skin tone, and it kind of, sometimes it just doesn't look great on me. I guess because I'm so fair. So I just took a bit on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to pat this on not really the apples of my cheeks. I kind of use blush all over the cheekbone, and I like doing that to give some shape to while also really brightening up any look I do. But especially for spring, I think going in with a little bit more blush than you typically would, you can get away with it. I'm not going to use any bronzer for this look. Definitely feel free to do so, but I just think there's something a little bit more fresh about not having bronzer or not doing a ton of sculpting. I think just going in with a color like this I just feel like it looks a little bit more fresh. And in the spring, you know, not everyone is tan yet, so I think it's kind of good to embrace it. And I'm gonna put a little bit across the bridge of my nose as well because I just like the way that looks a lot. Now, before we go into the eyes, I'm going to quickly do my brows, and I'm going to use the fine liner brow pencil from Cosmetics. I've really been liking this one. I have the shade Brunette. I have an entire video about this brow pencil, so I'll leave that link down below in case you're interested in the actual formula. I'm not gonna go for anything like super strong, but I just want to fill in a lot of the sparse areas that I have. But now I'm just going in with my Glossy Boy Brow in Clear. This is one of my favorite brow products, period, in general. It's a clear pomade, so it gives you like a super feathery look without adding any color. Okay, so now we can go into the eyes. This is a really, really easy eye look because you really only need one product. I was really inspired to do this look because in general, I love the effect of a really wet looking eyelid, and that's really pretty to me, but it's really difficult to wear that every day. And to find a product that will give you that wetter, glossier look on your lids without the hassle of a gloss and without that sort of uncomfortable feeling. So the Urban Decay eyeshadow in Space Cowboy is the way to go. I'll swatch a little bit on here for you. You can see it right there. It just gives a wet look to your skin, and because it has a little bit of a beige base pigment to it, it's not too much that you're gonna notice it, but because of that color, it really blends into the skin easily, and it gives you that glossy look. I'm just going to use my finger and apply it right onto the eyelid. And I have creasing on my eyelids from concealer. That doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some people. See how that just looks like wet? It doesn't even look like it's super shimmery, whereas in the pan you're like, oh, that's going to be not great for daytime. But then you apply it and it washes over the eyelids so easily. I'm gonna put it a little bit in the crease as well, but I mean, that's it. That's the whole look on the eyes pretty much. You can build it up for a little bit more shine, but I tend to not do that, to be honest. I just like how natural this looks without using, you know, like a glitter glue or anything like that. I think it would kind of take away from the effect. See how it just looks like it has that subtle gloss to it? It almost looks like I have a crease color and a little bit on my lid and then just took this tiniest bit of gloss and added it to that. I'm also going to use a little bit of the Lash Blast Volume from CoverGirl. This is the shade Black Brown though. I don't want a super bold eyelash look with this. I kind of want to be able to see the glossiness of this, and I think the brown color will be a little bit less bold in general and will help complement the whole look a lot better. I don't use mascara on my bottom lashes, by the way, because I have such hereditarily dark circles. I feel like it just emphasizes them even more. So just using a little bit. And there it's very, very soft. So next, because this eyeshadow does have a little bit of sparkle to it, I didn't want to apply any highlight because this one is pretty tacky. This is the Becca Glow Glaze Stick. And a lot of you have asked me a lot of questions about this product. It's basically like a face balm. I just put a little bit on my finger and just put it on the high points of my face wherever I want a little bit of shine. And you can see right there, it just gives a very wet look to the skin. But this is never a product that will look weird and exaggerate any pores that you have. So if you, for example, have super dry skin and you have some texture on your cheeks, but you just want your skin to look glowy and healthy, this is a really good way to achieve that look. Maybe even a little bit on the tip of my nose. I just feel like anywhere you put this, it just livens up the skin. Next, we'll go in with the more rosy lip. And I recently bought this lipstick during the Sephora VIB sale. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Kissing Lip. And this is the shade Stoned Rose. And I am in love with it. is a rose, but there's something different about it. I think there's a little bit of like a terracotta sort of note to it that I really, really like. So this is definitely not like a traditional rose look. I wanted to kind of do a play on it. I'm gonna first line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. And now going in with Stoned Rose. And finally, I'm going to use a little bit of the Cover FX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. And that completes today's look. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely leave a comment down below with what you think of the look, what you think of some of the products I used, any questions that you guys have. And make sure to subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up if you'd like to see more of me. And with that, I'll see you in my next one.